This is the Tenba Roadie V2 Spinner 21 Air Case. This is a camera gear travel bag specifically tailored for those who need to check in their luggage. If the wheels break or the trolley handle, they are user replaceable. Personally, I wanted a bag that I was able to both travel with, but also use it in my day-to-day work. This bag is 5.7 kilos, so it's not the lightest bag out there. If you want a lighter version, Tenba makes two other bags similar to this, the regular 21 and the 22. The 21 is around 800 grams lighter than this. It's around 1 centimeter smaller in depth, and the 22 version is just a bit taller and a little bit lighter than this. Because I've recently bought another luggage with Hinomoto wheels, I can say that these perform really similarly to that bag. So they're very smooth wheels. There's a top handle here and a bottom handle here. The top handle is really well padded and really substantial to carry all that weight. Below this, there's real leather, which is useful for having a good grip. There's a flat pocket here. There's also a strap, which you can use to hang things off your bag. The Air version has a blue label here. On the front here, you have 4 pockets and an ID pocket here. The main differentiator of the Air case is this pad here. This is essentially a checkable pad which protects the front of your case in case of impact. This has both a hard material in it and also a nice foam padding. If I'm gonna be using this for work, I won't be having this pad in the bag. I'll only take it with me while traveling. When you remove this, you can also put a 16-inch laptop here. Both the laptop pocket here and the main pocket go fully up to here, which is around 42 centimeters. The Air 21 version is around a centimeter wider here to accommodate the checkable pad. In the bottom here, you can see the bottom handle. It's not as well padded as the top handle, but still quite good to pick up your heavy luggage. And of course, the 4 replaceable wheels. In the back here, you can see this padding and this strap, which you can hook things on it. This bag has a replaceable shoulder straps. For example, if you need to go up a stairway, you can hook 2 shoulder straps here and also to this side hook here, which is also with a magnet in case you're not using it. And you can temporarily have it on your back and resume rolling it from there onwards. The trolley handle here has also a leather accent for better grip. And on the sides here, you've got a large pocket. This is a 1-liter water bottle, which fits very comfortably. And this is a Peak Design tripod. Fits perfectly. And you can tighten it from here. On the other side, got a TSA lock here. Again, a nice thick handle with good grip. The other hook here with the magnet. And on the top part here, you've got a small pocket with a safety wire together with a lock. This is also removable. It's just a loop and you pass the whole cable from here. So if you don't want to carry this and use the pocket for anything else or keys or anything like that, you can do so. I think I'm gonna be removing this for my regular work days and only use it for traveling. All the materials are weather resistant, and the big selling point of this bag is that it's supposed to withstand a lot of weight and a lot of impact. It's already a bit padded from the outside, but there's also a really thick hard shell going around the entire case. That hard shell is also in the check-in pad or board I've already shown you. And the main compartment. The entire perimeter here has a hard frame to it. On the sleeve here, you've got these 2 straps, which are very useful to hold it to place. And you've got 4 semi-transparent pockets here. In here, you've got an AirTag pocket. It's a bit difficult to insert the AirTag here, but once you put it, it just stays there. It's got 2 main large dividers here. 3 of these pieces, which are around 11 centimeters. 6 of these pieces, which are around 8.5 centimeters. And here you've got a nice divider system where you can place either lenses or your cameras. If you see it this way, you can see these cutouts. Here's the bottom of the bag. As you can see, there is no padding in the bottom here. So you can put taller items in the back here if you want to. This is the trolley handle, which is again a bit hard. It's not padded. It just has this thick fabric for the Velcro, just like this. And these parts here are soft foam that you can remove if you want to also put maybe a few extra items here, or maybe a few taller items. These are the taller dividers, which were at the bottom of the bag where it's deeper. And this part here is also to the bottom of the bag where again it's deeper. These are 33 centimeters by 15.5 height. These are 18.5 centimeters. This is around 8.5 centimeters. And these white parts here are 12 centimeters. The height of all these is again 15.5 centimeters. In case you want to know this height, it's 4 centimeters. I would say that it's really well padded all around, but perhaps in the bottom here I would use some dividers to beef it up a bit. The internal dimensions are 42.5 centimeters lengthwise, 30 centimeters at the top, 31.5 at the bottom. The height at the top here is 16 centimeters, and in the bottom where there's no padding is 20 centimeters. If you see the top sleeve, you can see that it's quite thick. If you remove the check-in board, this is still thick and still well protected. When you remove this pad, you have a bit of more height for all your gear. So if you perhaps have a handle or a microphone or a monitor on your camera, this can also be helpful. For example, I have an FX3 here with a Rode Video Micro. It fits no problem. And I think this setup would also fit with the check-in board. Still fits fine. Let's say you have a Sony with a viewfinder and the microphone on top. I think this is where it's starting to become a bit tall. Now I've removed the padding. I can kind of feel it here, but I think if you're just using it for work and not traveling, it's fine. I think this is where this part comes in handy. I've got a quick release here and this cage part. So the moment I put it here, it's immediately below the level of the zip. And that fits perfectly. Let's say you have mirrorless with a monitor on top. If you can fold it, and it closes fine. This is with a small rig hook lock top handle. You can kind of feel it here, but still closes fine. You can also place this dual divider, maybe put the camera like this. And of course, if you want, you can also add some more padding here with the other dividers. It's got a really good potential for customization. It's got really smooth YKK zippers. On Tenba's website, it states that the depth here is supposed to be at 24 centimeters, but I'm finding it to be closer to 26. If I measure like this as well, I measure around 26.5 centimeters. If I remove the check-in board, then I get 24.5 centimeters. So I don't know if the measurement on Tenba's website is without this pad here. Now the bag from top to bottom is 55 centimeters, but a lot of airlines like to measure it from the handle, and that is 56.5 centimeters. And when the bag is placed sideways is around 39 centimeters. Now the weight of the bag without the dividers and without the check-in board is 5 kilos. The weight of the board is 280 grams. And the weight of the bag with the check-in board and all the dividers is 5.7 kilos, like it says on their website. Now, if you get the shoulder straps, I would not say that this is the softest material to be carrying it around with the shoulder straps. It's just for, let's say, emergencies where you don't have the option to roll the bag. There is dirt, gravel, or a flight of stairs, and you don't want to carry it with your hand. So this bag is meant to be rolled, not carried on the shoulders. But it's a good compromise when you need to do so. To install the straps, you line up these arrows here. Then you just stick these two blue velcros. Then you install this hook here. And then these blue hooks here for adjustability. Tenba makes some of my favorite bags. Their quality is always top-notch. I think this is a premium product, very well made. The biggest downside of this bag, in my opinion, is the weight. Especially for European flights, weight is very restrictive. When you compare it to Pelican cases that have a hard shell, I prefer this as you can't tell that it's a photo or video bag, which is one of the things I appreciate. So that's it for this video, guys. If you want to get the bag, there are links in the description below that help the channel. Thanks, and see you in the next one.